I am who I am and mistakes are acceptable. In fact, encouraged. Other people like it when you make mistakes because it makes you relatable.
Hey Emily.
Hi Abby.
The Peak Squad has some questions for you. Are you ready?
I'm stoked. Let's
All right.
do this.
The first one's a hard hitter. What do you believe are the most interesting challenges and in that same breath, most exciting opportunities for women in the automotive industry?
Man, the most interesting challenges are in my brain, honestly. My own self-deprecation and self-doubt. I think I hinder myself so much by being afraid of what I don't know. When I jump out there and I get mentorship or I learn what I feel like I don't understand, if I delve in and I learn more, then I have more confidence. But it's not the outer world that holds me back, it's myself. And in that tone, I think that that's the most exciting thing. It's like the only person I have control over is me. I can't control what everybody says about me, but I can control the way I feel about myself, and that's the biggest hindrance. Everybody else around me is pretty dang supportive. I mean, you always are gonna have the naysayers and the people that talk crap, but like, man, that says more about them than it does me. It's like I'm out there trying to hustle and have fun and build stuff and do awesome stuff, and the only person that holds me back is me. So that's exciting because I can change that.
Yeah, a lot of opportunity there. So it sounds like maybe you've been a victim of imposter syndrome before.
For sure.
Can you share with us some tips or some tricks to overcoming that?
Yes, I mean, I think anytime we compare ourselves to other people that are doing what we do, that imposter syndrome and feeling like I don't deserve this or I'm acting like something I'm not, it's gonna creep in, and we just have to recognize it and be like, no, I'm not gonna let this hold me back. There is so much to be said for people that support other people, and I try to be that person. Like if I see somebody working on something and doing something great, I want to always drop them a comment or send them a text and say like, hey, you're killing it. And it always makes a difference for me when I have other people do that for me, so I try to be that person too, and that can always help me recenter and be like, you know what, I am who I am and mistakes are acceptable. In fact, encouraged. Other people like it when you make mistakes because it makes you relatable and it makes you real. So remembering that we're all more likable when we're not perfect, you know, is something that helps me through that.
Yeah, such an important lesson.
Yeah.
It's no question that you're a successful woman in the automotive industry. What is your perspective like working as a female in a traditionally male-dominated industry?
My experience with it has been awesome. Overall, the people are encouraging, and I feel like more and more, the more time goes on, people are excited to see women in the industry working hard to learn the trades. And you know, we as women, we're really good welders. We're really good at building engines because we're very meticulous and detail oriented. And we have a great addition and an advantage into doing a lot of the trades. But at the same time, men are strong. And I think that there's this thing of like, I don't have that within me, like I don't need no man. Like I love having Aaron by my side. Like if we're working on something and I can't get to bolt off or something, I am perfectly happy being like, babe, I'm gonna let you break this loose for me because it is killing me. I know I can use leverage, and if I was by myself, I would make it work. But I think kind of finding that balance of, you know, I know I can do it by myself, but I don't have to. And it's really cool to have that balance of like, I need him and he needs me, and I think it's a healthy place to be. And as a woman in the industry, when you work with males, because it's unavoidable, you know, lean into that. Be like, hey, I really appreciate what you've learned in this industry, and I'm coming up and I have this question. Or if you don't have a question and you feel like you may know more, say it in a gentle way and be like, hey, I've found that, you know, when you do this or that, that makes a difference. And, you know, it's up to them how they respond. But I think there's a lot of acceptance and excitement for women in the industry right now, and everybody that's wanting to should jump on board and take the courage and take the leap to do it.
I couldn't agree more. So you've been doing this for quite a while, 9 years to be exact, right? So working tirelessly in this industry over those 9 years, showcasing your automotive knowledge and know-how, I'm sure you have had plenty of experiences. What's the one that stands out the most?
Gosh, it's interesting because over the years, so this month is 9 years since we started our channel, and I didn't start as a novice necessarily. I mean, Aaron and I grew up working on stuff together, so I knew my way around engines, I knew my way around, powertrains. But at the same time, when you put a camera in front of somebody and expect them to regurgitate information, even if it's in their brain, it's hard to get it out. And that is very nerve-wracking. But I would say being near a young person learning, that is probably one of the most exciting things for me. I want to be like the time we were on TV, or being on stage at SEMA, like some of those big things that feel like big accomplishments. But honestly, teaching our niece how to do stuff here in the shop and seeing her face light up when she learns it is just the coolest thing. It makes me feel like I have a sense of purpose, and yeah, it'll get me going. It's a very, very special thing, because having that connection and seeing that passed on and being able to do jobs with the next generation is so special. So that's probably where it's at for me.
So you mentioned 9 years, which congratulations, that's huge. And
Thanks.
Over that time, I'm sure you've seen the industry go through lots of changes, ups and downs, evolutions. What's one thing that you'd like to see change?
About the only thing I'd like to see change from my perspective is I would love to see the enthusiasts respect each other's builds more, to say it in a simple way. It's not just like the Ford guys versus Chevy guys. It's we got guys that want to camber their cars to an insane degree, and yeah, I feel like it's dumb, but at the same time, he's saving his money to build the machine that makes his world exciting. And I want people to encourage each other, no matter if it's their style or not, to be like, dude, that's badass, keep it up. But that's all up to each of us. I would like to see that change, but the only person I can change is myself. And so trying to do that and encourage folks, no matter what their style is, that, that's worth the hustle. That our hobby makes people ambitious, or they're not going to make anything happen in their garage. So if they don't work hard, they're not going to get to buy parts. So I just want to encourage that. That's my biggest thing.
On that note, what do you think the future of the automotive industry looks like?
Ooh, I really feel like the internet has given us a place to grow our hobby and have a source of inspiration unlike anything we could have ever imagined. Aaron and I are lucky in that we grew up as young people looking at catalogs. Before you went on the World Wide Web to look at parts, you got catalogs in the mail, and you flipped through the catalogs and you dog-eared pages that had stuff you wanted to save up and buy. I'm really grateful that we got to experience that, but now everything's online. I mean, you can get a catalog in the mail. I just ordered one for the kid for her C10, so she can have that experience of flipping through the catalog. But the industry is so ever-changing. I don't even know where to begin, but I do see that the EPA is kind of scaring us a little bit, honestly, with their regulations, and how they could, if they so chose to, they could really regulate us to where we cannot buy aftermarket parts and we cannot go racing. And I think we have an opportunity as enthusiasts to speak up against that. And I think that before I make any projections, I want to say we should all take the action to go on to SEMA Action Network and speak out on regulations, because there's a lot of crazy stuff that the EPA is wanting to do around our hobby and our passion. And I can't say it's a hobby now. For me, it's my job, that we need to speak out about. It's not just EV stuff. It's not just EPA emissions. It's much bigger than that. So I think there's a huge opportunity there for us enthusiasts to speak out and protect our hobby and our passion.
Now it's time for the fun one. You need to pull an inspirational quote out, okay? Tell us something that you would say to motivate not just women, anyone out there that's looking to get started in the industry.
I have a quote saved in my phone, and I don't have it fully memorized, but I read it to myself whenever I'm feeling hung up. And it goes something like, there's someone out there killing it at what you want to be doing, but they have half your talent. They just started. It's kind of like saying, hey, you don't have to be perfect to start. Just start. Like, people all the time message me and say, I want to do a YouTube channel. I'm like, do it. Film with your phone, edit with your phone, and post your videos. And that's where it starts. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have a bunch of fancy equipment or even know what your videos are going to be about. Just start. Just don't let your apprehensions or your fears or your not good enoughness, be the limiting factor, because there's plenty of people out there that just throw stuff on the internet and it gets views. And another element is for Aaron and I, when we started documenting our builds, I kind of had this feeling like, dude, this is what we've been doing for so many years, but now we have it documented. Like our road trips, and I wish we had the YouTube channel when we had gone on our honeymoon on Power Tour. Like, that would have been amazing to have documented. So for me, I'm just kind of like, document it, create content around it, and if people watch it, that's a plus. But you have that to look back on, and that's really special.
That's awesome. Do you have a final message for us before we sign out?
I think that we're all in this together. No matter what type of enthusiast you are, I think if we all band together, we're more strong, and encouraging each other is a huge thing. And you never know what people are going through in their life. So even when it's just cars that brings us together, you have a community. And so that would be what I would close with.
That's awesome. Thanks, Emily.
Absolutely.
Till next time.
Thanks, Abby.